So a few days ago I did a video about this book. So I thought that today I would talk about the other ones, which are, these books. So start off with the start. That seems a good place to start. The start, which is this one. So in November this will have been the first book that I did like this, using, well, I definitely used ink in this first one, and ink and paint, definitely. And this one falls about quite a bit more, you know, the pages aren't as well connected to each other, so it does seem a bit more like the pages are disintegrated by all the ink and all of the paint, so that they just sort of barely hold on to each other, which is a fun idea in one way, because it means that as a sketchbook it hardly works at all anymore. So in its own right it is a piece rather than a sketchbook. I suppose that's the idea of all of them. They aren't like sketchbooks as you would normally know it, but instead the pages are more used to develop the idea of texture and layers rather than the idea of being a sketchbook. So that was the first one I did, and the second one I did, I think the idea of this one was to make the pages actually used like pages, you know, so they don't fall apart. Once again, I did use ink here, and graphite, that's graphite there in the grey bit, but some of the pages do come apart a bit, but most of the pages just all together about. But in this book as well I drew on with pen, which is okay. I think that's okay. Lots of graphite again here. And then, oh yeah, there was this little one I did using yellow paint because I wanted to do a yellow one. So basically all the pages, the theme of this one is the colour yellow. So basically it's just got yellow paint, a bit of white paint maybe, and the pages are ripped with just these colours, because at the beginning when I was doing those two, they were more experimental, what materials I used, ink and paint and graphite and all of that, but I began to think that as a piece I should think about what colour I use when I pick the material, rather than just picking the material because I want to use it as a material, and see how it works in terms of layers and textures at the beginning, and then moving more towards thinking also about why I used the things I did. So I didn't just do yellow in small, I did another one. This big one is yellow but in big. So working on scale and how to get it bigger, I thought, well, I'll do a sketchbook that's A4 and yellow. The page is a bit more, and it's harder to go up in size, I think, because when I'm ripping the pages in a sketchbook you can start here and rip it towards the spiral, but the bigger the size the harder that is to do, I think. There's also, well, you saw the little red one, that was the video a few days ago, but I did this A4 one in red as well, this warm coloured A4 one, which is quite nice actually, that page. So it's just a quick overview. I'm not showing every page, obviously, about other things at the moment, but maybe sometime in the future I might. So that was the one in red but bigger, and there's also this one which is the blue one. I'll go for a different page. And in this one you can more see how putting materials just on this side affects the other side as well, because when you push them together obviously both sides of the page are affected. So this one's different I think as well, because I also used the purple parts are nail polish, and some of the blue parts are as well, because I've got blue nail polish as well. Yeah, but obviously you can see how it's textured and layered, all of the materials and all of the colours. Gives it more of a theme. This one's nice. Yeah. And I did this one as well, is I don't know if you can see properly. It'd be harder to see because this one's not got any paint on it. It's glue. Just clear glue. Because in the other ones I was using paint as the glue to hold the pages together and then ripping it apart and using the materials to bind the pages. But in this one I've taken that idea and I've just used glue. It's literally just clear glue I've used to put the pages together, and you can see that then I've ripped them apart again the same way, but it's just clear. So this book is the same as the others, but you practically can't see that the material is being used really. All the pages again. But it's just looks like where you can't see the glue anymore. It was just clear glue. And the A3 one, which is the most difficult of them obviously because it's larger size. This one I was going to do in black and white. So it's just using black ink, which has gone a bit blue actually, but it is black ink. Charcoal, graphite, black paint, white paint. And it's in the same method, but it's a bit difficult more to get the whole page covered and done. It's harder to do because of the larger size. But you can see more of the texture from where if I used paint, like white paint, then over the top charcoal, then you can see the textures of the paint brought out by the charcoal, which is quite nice actually, I think. If I don't say so myself. Yeah. It's alright. It's harder to do though, so the pages aren't as ripped as much, or I guess because it's just harder on a larger scale. Like I tried to do some with just paper, not the sketchbooks, at university, but they're very different. They sort of rip more and are harder to pull apart, so they just can't end up seeing it as much. So obviously I'll have to work on the scale thing. But yeah, those are the sketchbooks that I've done so far. You know, some in A5, some in A4 and one in A3.